Hi, I am Rocco Stano, and welcome to StoryMakers. Today, we have joining us Portia Clare, who's going to tell us about her book, Best Friends Forever, A Puppy's Tale. Welcome to KidLit TV and StoryMakers, Portia.
Thank you so much, Rocco. It's a pleasure to be here with you today.
Yes, so the book that you've written is a special book, and it's a very sensitive book, and I'd love to hear more about it.
Well, Best Friends Forever, A Puppy's Tale is actually a true story. It's my story. It is a story that was written that talks about my relationship with my pet dog, Sandy. Sandy was actually a birthday gift to me when I turned 4. And my book walks you through our relationship together from start to finish.
So that means that the story was autobiographical.
That's exactly right. And autobiographies really are stories that have true events that happened in the author's life. For example, in my story, the puppy is named Sandy, and my puppy was actually named Sandy. And the other character, who is a little girl in the story named Scoopy, is a representation of me. It's actually me, because Scoopy is what my daddy called me. In fact, my daddy still calls me, or still called me, Scoopy up until the time that he passed away.
There are so many different types of dogs. What type of dog was Sandy?
You're right. There are so many different types of dogs. Sandy was actually a dachshund. She was one of several breeds of dogs. And when we're talking about different dogs, of course, we're calling them by breeds. So Sandy was a dachshund. Sometimes they're known as sausage dogs or hot dogs because they're long like a hot dog.
Yes, I've heard that expression, a hot dog.
Then we also have other kinds of dogs too, because there's a dog at the end of the book that I get whose name is Omar, and he's actually a miniature schnauzer. So that's a different breed of dog as well.
You know, I read the book and I know that there's a challenging part of the story.
Yes, indeed. There is a challenging part in the story, and that's the part of the story where Sandy becomes ill. And during that time, for Scoopy, it was a little bit confusing. And she was concerned about Sandy because, of course, Sandy is her best friend. And so walking through Sandy's illness was something that Scoopy's parents had to help her understand. And they, of course, went to a veterinarian who is a doctor who cares for animals and, of course, puppies. And after that visit, Scoopy had a little bit more of an understanding of what was the matter with Sandy. And actually, she found out from the veterinarian that Sandy had developed something called epilepsy. And that epilepsy was something that caused Sandy to be sick. And eventually, because of the epilepsy, Sandy would pass away. So that was a very challenging time for Scoopy, having to learn that and then understand how to care for Sandy after that was challenging. But there were a lot of good times and play times after we found out about the epilepsy. And Scoopy really developed some more memories with Sandy that were beautiful after she became ill as well. So that's good.
Your relationship with Sandy was everlasting. It was a very special relationship.
Yes, it was. It was very special. Sandy and Scoopy were like sisters. Sandy was the sister that Scoopy never had. Scoopy always wanted to have a sister, but she didn't. But she got Sandy, and after that, it felt like she had that playmate, that sister that she always wanted. So it was very special. They did everything together. They slept together. They read together. They ate together. They played together. They sang together. They enjoyed doing everything together. Indeed, it was a very special relationship.
You know, we all have similar situations, and we always want to remember pets and people in our lives, and you have a way that we can do that.
That's right. We do want to remember people in special ways. And in fact, one idea that we can use to remember our pets that we've lost is a memory box. And I actually have 2 examples of a memory box that I want to share with you. Here's one that's a little bit fancy. If you look at it, it's actually covered with cloth. It's a beautiful box. And you can open the top, and on the inside, you can put all of your treasured memories of your pet inside. But I especially want to show you the one that I created for Sandy. I have her name on the very front, and it's designed with so many different colorful designs. Her name's also on the lid. And inside I have keepsakes of her. I have pictures, I have toys, I have a bandana that she wore. Here again is a picture with Sandy and my daddy. I have her leash. I have so many things that help me to remember her. And I can always go to this memory box and open it and hold those things that are in it and hug them and remember all of the special times that I had with Sandy. This is actually a wonderful activity. You can actually make a treasure box or a memory box of your very own for your pet as well.
That is very, very nice.
Yes, indeed. It was a lot of fun crafting the memory box as well. This is an excellent activity that you can do with your family. And you're going to have a lot of fun deciding the colors and the shapes and all of the things that you want to include on it and make it especially yours to remember your beloved pet.
Well, thank you so much, Portia, for joining us today. And I am sure everyone wants to read Best Friends Forever, A Puppy's Tale.
Thank you so much for having me, Rocco. It has been a pleasure being with you. I've enjoyed every moment.
So remember, until next time, read a book in any format.